Are you ready to create a more complex app? My name is John and I'll show you how. Imagine that you are working on a development project designed to put a water well into a village, and you want to capture a series of pictures associated with the project. To make things easy for yourself, you want to send the pictures to other members of your team so you can have a running record of all you have accomplished. Let's see how you might do that with A3. In this video, we'll create a simple app that will allow your users to take a photograph and send that photograph as an MMS. MMS stands for Multimedia Messaging Service, which is a standard way to send messages that include multimedia content to and from mobile phones. The app will make use of 5 different types of components. You should already be familiar with 3 of these components because they were used to build your first app in prior instructional videos: button, text field, and label. After finishing the video, you'll be familiar with 2 new components: embedded camera and send MMS. Let's start on the main menu by clicking A3 Designer. I'll start by reaching into the Input-Output category and dragging the Send MMS component onto the canvas. As you can see, this component has 3 inputs: image, which will be the photograph that we take, message, for the text message that goes with the photo, and number, for the telephone number which will receive the MMS. Next, I'll drag the embedded camera component onto the default activity window. This component is found in the User Interface category. It's actually a button that displays the label Take Picture that will appear on the screen of the user's mobile phone. When the user presses this button, it will open the camera on the Android phone and invite the user to take a photograph. I'll select it and specify its size in terms of number of pixels in the Properties box. I'll next connect it to the image input on the Send MMS component. After the user takes the photograph, it will be selected for transmission in the MMS. Next, I'll place 2 text fields on the default activity window, one for the user to enter the message of the text, and the other for the user to enter the telephone number. I'll set the size of each in the Properties box at 100 pixels wide and 100 pixels high. Next, I want to add labels to the default activity window to let the user know what these 2 text fields are for. This one will be for the message, and this will be the label for the telephone number. Next, I'll connect these components to the Send MMS component. I'll select Text Out for this text field and create a connector to the message input on the Send MMS component. Likewise, I'll connect the text field where the telephone number will be entered. Next, I'll add a button that will allow the user to send the text message. As we saw in the video called Creating Your First App, this component can be found in the User Interface category. One final task before this app is completed. I need to connect the button to the 2 text fields. When the user clicks the button, it needs to trigger an event, which is the sending of the MMS. I'll click State, which is the output of the button, to Trigger, which is the input of text field. We've finished creating our app. Let's review how this will work from the user's perspective. The user will be invited to take a photograph, enter a text message, and specify a telephone number. After clicking the button, the photograph will be sent as an MMS along with the entered text to the telephone number provided. After saving, compiling, downloading, and installing this app, this is what it looks like to the user. In this video, you learned how to create your second app. The finished product makes use of 5 components that can be used in building a variety of types of apps: button, label, text field, embedded camera, and Send MMS.